Hey everybody, I wanted to make you a video to again apologize for miscommunicating with you about our plans for this week and give you a little bit more explanation about that. I think I've said to you that it's really important to me to not be an instructor who takes my students' time for granted, and by not updating the syllabus and not being totally communicative with you, I did not do a good job of that today. So I want to sincerely apologize to you for taking your time for granted and commit to working harder to make sure that I'm on keeping all of us on the same page. I think that's been one of the trickiest things for me about doing this hybrid class. I like that it gives us a little more time to play with, but it's also challenging to make sure that we are all aware of expectations for one another, for me as your instructor, but for what you guys need to be working on and keeping up on. So I'm going to do my best to finish out this semester doing a better job of that, and I am really sorry. The other couple of notes I wanted to make surrounding this are, I sent you guys a copy of the flyer for the panel that I spoke on earlier this afternoon. It was called Writing Disability. It was me and two other writers, disabled writers, who write about what it's like living with disability. All of our situations are really different, but all of us write about personal experiences with bodies and symptoms and illness. So it was kind of a perfect thing that I should have invited you to at an appropriate time, since you guys are supposed to be reading disability work for this week. That light that's changing is like a essential oil diffuser on my desk. So sorry if it's freaky. It looks kind of like an aquarium on film. I guess on that note, though, I wanted to be more transparent with you guys. You've seen me use my cane in class, and you know about what happened with my partner's dad and my grandmother earlier in the semester, which has been hard and stuff I'm still working through. But in general, I do have several mostly invisible disabilities that make being a doctoral student and an adjunct instructor really challenging sometimes. The past couple of weeks, I've been struggling with a lot of pain and fatigue, not really feeling like I can get enough rest or focus on any of my own work, which leads to a lot of recovery time, which leads to not enough time to get everything else done. And I've been hesitant to share more details about what it's like for me as a disabled adjunct instructor with no job security, and as a disabled PhD student, because there's a lot of stigma about being like out, about having disabilities, really of any kind in academia. It's very stigmatized. There are tons of assumptions made about you and your capabilities, and there's a shitload of ableism, which is like discrimination against disabled people, from the forms of like inaccessible buildings, like buildings without like ramps or elevators, all the way to like making assumptions about people's capabilities based on really shallow observations about their sicknesses or their mobility devices, or the kinds of accommodation that they need. And I wish I had remembered to invite you to this panel, because this was a really cool opportunity for me to speak about something that I study in my life as a scholar, but also something that I deal with every day. This video is a little more somber than my usual videos, and I don't want it to be like I'm so bummed that I like have these health issues that I have to deal with, this chronic pain, these like challenges with my mood and tiredness. I mean, they are all challenges, but a lot of the way that school is set up makes it really, really hard for people who have any type of restrictions, limitations, or disabilities to really get equal access to everything. As a student, I have to really fight for accommodations, like being late for class, which sometimes happens. Like if I'm on a train and then walking slowly over to my classroom. For other disabled people, accommodations look like having more time to take exams, having a scent-free classroom for people with chemical sensitivities, stuff like that. All of this is really just to say that I want to make an effort to be more, I want to really honor my commitment to being an instructor who centers student needs, and I can't do that if I'm unwilling to acknowledge what my own needs are. So my needs from you guys are, please forgive me for wasting your time today. I'm really, really sorry. And just know that I'm a person, and I'm a disabled person, and I'm really trying to be more okay with being vulnerable about that, being honest about that. And I want to really emphasize that I'm trying to show up for you guys, and I'm gonna make sure to prioritize that. more in these last few weeks of the semester. So look forward to some actual face-to-face time with me as the semester winds down a bit. But also, please know that you can come to me about any type of accommodation stuff that you might have and not feel comfortable sharing in general. You guys are the first class that I'm telling about my own health issues, and I really hope that it helps you understand me maybe a little more, and if it is helpful for any of you to see like someone in like an authoritative school role being a person with you, that's something that's important to me too. Sorry for the very long video, and I'll be talking to all of you soon. Thanks.